Everyone, today we're doing Big Tech Bingo, the first one in person.
Yeah.
Oh, we're in the same room for once, if it's not entirely evident.
Yeah. So we're sharing a microphone, so it might be a little ever so slightly janky because setups could be weird. Hey, look, they actually like put effort into
The intro, yeah, rather than just various fading images of memojis and lines. It's the Earth.
I'm just imagining just like a Tim Cook floating in the background with prayer hands.
Good morning.
Did he start out with prayer hands?
Oh, yes, check the prayer hands box. Oh my gosh, this is great.
They provide a magical experience.
Magical! It wouldn't be Apple without someone saying magical, right?
Is that prayer hands?
He keeps doing it.
I'm a senior in high school.
He sounded like he was on his deathbed.
No.
Oh, is this watch saves lives? You know, Apple, if you actually had this in the last one, you might have helped getting yourself bingo last time after having some of the most disappointing events.
Siri, call 911.
Hope no
Calling
one was.
emergency
I hope
services
no
in
one
5
had
seconds.
speakers on there because Siri's gonna be calling 911 soon.
Yeah. Apple causes mass panic. Watch event.
So, like, Apple's events have slowly been getting worse. Especially WWDC, I don't know what was going on behind the scenes, aside from all those other layoffs that happened last month. But it was just been getting progressively worse.
There are so many ways Apple Watch
It just keeps doing it. Ooh, these are the transitions I want to see, Apple. I thought this would be more exciting, but I'm actually kind of bored.
Yeah.
This is moving really quickly. There's an awful lot of transitions. And, like, there's, like, people, and then they just show up, and then they're just gone.
Her outfit is like fantastic. That's like a really cool shirt.
Wii U, cancelled.
Oh no! I said she has a nice shirt.
Ovulation.
I mean, at least they're being frank about it. That's fine.
I'm glad they didn't say a different word so we don't get demonetized. Alright, now I have a quick question for all of the Apple fanboys out there. Who wants this? Who asked for this in particular?
Even better, like imagine the privacy violation.
This is literal nonsense language. This is kind of like what something Samsung would do.
It does. It kind of feels a little Samsung-y.
There was a cut.
There's not enough.
There was a cut there when she started walking away. She come out of the hallway.
There's not enough text down at the bottom of the screen.
That's right.
Samsung
It couldn't be Samsung. There's not enough text at the bottom.
You may not realize that common cycle deviations like
That's so condescending. Like, you may not realize. It's a very classic Apple thing.
only with your explicit permission can your health data be shared.
Now, with all of your other data, though.
Alright, Apple has this weird standard of like, oh, well, we don't have access to your health data or your bookmarks in Safari or the places you've looked up on Apple Maps, but we'll have access to everything else you have in Safari.
Exactly.
Wait, what? Wait, that was a cut. What was that?
So I guess all of these just count as watchOS features.
Yeah,
I think
I'll
we
just
can
check that off. Yeah, honestly, given that you're supposed to be doing a thing of bragging
given
about
that this is, like, safety tip, don't stand in the middle of the freaking road.
I love how they say this is the new watch. So this is the new watch. But it hasn't really checked any of the boxes of what. Wait till you go on a plane and they're gonna tell everyone, turn your watches off. You can't use them.
But my watches, they can't turn it off.
I think we've descended into Google territory.
I mean,
No.
it's still, at least the visuals are more interesting.
Yeah, at least the visuals are more interesting in what Google does, but like it's still so like.
Now back to Jeff.
What? No, fade out. What was that? What was that?
At least they faded out. At least it wasn't just an abrupt cut.
At a more affordable price.
What?
SE is a
budget.
Apple Watch SE? SE anything?
Oh, we're getting to the exciting stuff now. And if it's SE, that also means we got the budget Apple Watch. But does that make up for the 20 minutes you've had to sit here?
No, it doesn't. But on the bright side, the Apple Watch can now like blow
There
air
was
out
a
of
cut.
itself slightly.
There was a cut. Look at that. I feel like they Jeff, I'm sorry. I feel like they inserted that footage of you after the fact. They had to have, compared to the transitions every other point. But with Jeff, it's just no, it's just hard cut between you and everything else.
Wow,
But look, now there's a
cut.
transition to Jeff. See?
Proper
See what I
transition.
mean? I'm willing to bet this was the first time Jeff would have shown up in the presentation. Come on, tell me I'm wrong. This is the first time Jeff would have shown up in the presentation, and they just threw in that other section just to fill time.
Shadow. I mean, I guess they could have edited that in, but that. Oh, did you see
they saw the screw?
Yeah, they highlighted
the
safety.
proprietary
Yeah.
screw that Apple says to all. Oh, all of you
Literally
guys.
saying, screw you. Okay, at least it's titanium. At least they don't say aerospace grade aluminum, which is literally just aluminum. Okay, 60 hours is verging on actually usable.
Should we just check the rugged Apple Watch box?
Yeah, oh yeah, this they have specifically said rugged with this. They said the R word. If it was a dive watch, then I'd actually be legitimately.
What
Sometimes
crazy person is
foreshadowing
going
is
to take their
relatively
watch
obvious.
on a diving or
I mean,
surfing
when you
adventure?
dive, it does look cool and does remind me of a video game.
It's
and I like.
Do you want to know what this reminds me of? The Samsung event, because they did the exact same
But now
thing.
it's Apple doing it, so now it matters. Oh, they're partnering with Oceanic. Well, I know a couple of people who are going to buy one now just because of that. It's a really cool feature, and yet somehow I'm still also, like, distracted. No, because Apple's giving them...
Wait, what? What? They did another fade out. What was that? It's always with Jeff. Jeff, what did they do?
Is it just me, or does he sound more tired? Let me tell you.
All right.
It'd be a fantastic
I think
idea.
we're finishing up with watches now the commercial's over. Do you think we've hit palette swap yet? I say we give them benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
Because this feels like
it feels palette swappy, because it's like, well, how are you going?
What? Cut! What was that cut? Jeff, you're killing me.
I love the little crouch that he does when he gets passionate.
AirPods work seamlessly with Apple Watch and iPhone.
With high bandwidth connectivity to unlock.
I sound like I don't want to be here right
She
now.
sounds like whatever voice training they gave all of the other announcers, she didn't get it.
These advances come together in a magical way with spatial.
Magical. Wow, so magical.
I wish we had added magical.
We should have.
Look at the bit rate go. Ah! Bit rate go burr.
You know, this probably looked good in the editing room, but when you watch this compressed online on Apple's website or on YouTube, it doesn't look very good.
That doesn't count as visual glitch, but it's very close.
It is, it's close. If you pay attention very carefully, the jackhammer isn't actually on. They're just inserting the sound effect, or a guy pretending to use the jackhammer.
This is new AirPod. This is we've achieved AirPods 2 by now. They didn't call it I mean, actually, have they said what the name is yet?
That's why I'm confused. They haven't. That's why I'm so confused.
That thing on the side, is that for you to put a tassel so that you can carry your AirPods?
And so you don't end up like
yes, it is. You mean like what they didn't put on the freaking air tags? How they very intentionally didn't give you a way to carry your freaking air tag other than those little pouchy things? We call it
Come on,
AirPod
Apple.
2.
All you gotta do is say something only Apple would do in Genshin Impact, and we get bingo, and you redeemed yourself. That was a cut! What was that? Well, come on! What is so wrong with, like, having a half-decent transition? They're clearly doing more of them, but there's so many of these!
iPhone 14 Plus.
Ah, there we go, they said it. Check the box. We got it.
Like the new lock screen.
Lock screen? Bragging? Bragging about the
Is
lock
that-
screen?
Yeah, that's bragging about the lock screen.
Ooh.
We're getting close. We're getting close.
Come on, you
That's
could have
not
made that
Genshin.
Genshin Impact.
You should have added Genshin, guys. No longer have the SIM tray.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
Yeah, okay. Removing your stims is a bad idea. There's a reason we have a physical thing.
Back to Cayenne.
Hard cut. What was that?
You did say back to Cayenne.
No, hard cut. It doesn't matter when there's no fancy transition. Didn't zoom into the screen. They could
Okay.
have zoomed out and gone to the screen.
I find
but
this
no.
interesting. how will our sales figures change? Because I mean, it's an iPhone. It's going to sell well. Like I mean, if they just released the new iPhone and all they had was a color change, people would still buy it.
Yeah, well, they surpassed the 51% user share in the United States.
Yeah, but that's 45% Apple by literally every other phone in existence.
I mean, it's like those that got when like Microsoft made that. No, what was that? What was that?
What if they put C on one of them and not on the other?
Now we're talking. Now we're cooking. Watch them do that next year.
It's sure to become iconic because we're doing it whether you like it or not.
Pill shape.
That's a pill shape.
Wow.
It's the fastest chip ever in a smartphone.
Oh, that's a superlative. They said ever.
Ever.
The best ever.
The best ever. We're on it. Come on, all we need is lockdown mode. We're so close.
It would indicate that they're hating themselves.
Look, that cut. What was that?
The dynamic island.
The dynamic island.
Oh, also, you see that little indent right there? Just to remind you that it does in fact not have a SIM card.
Notice how they excluded the other one that was like $1,100. Just covering up that $100 price hike. That was ridiculous.
So I get.
That's it. You could have added ads here, Apple TV or Genshin Impact, but no.
They're not going to talk about the fact that they have more ads.
So overall, what do you think about the event?
I like the watch, despite the hate that it might get for being kind of stupid. But as a dive computer, I could actually see using it. I was very tired throughout all of that.
I feel like this year is just it feels like an off year for Apple. Like all the stuff that just here, everything feels lackluster.
Well, I feel like...
And it's like everything of all the Apple products that have come out have kind of validated every theory that I've had that has come out since WWDC, which is that they're very illy prepared to deal with supply chain shortages. And that there was a lot of content which was explicitly removed from this event or inserted in because they're losing people and that they're working with, or there's like issues somewhere along. Like, notice how they never talked about anything about iPadOS because iPadOS doesn't work properly. You'll get your iOS 16 upgrade, but you will never get your iPadOS 16 upgrade because Stage Manager is a burning dumpster fire. Here's another thing which gives me a theory why the quality of Apple seems to be dropping. They need to churn out stuff faster to appeal to that mainstream, right? We want to have the new AirPods for everyone. We want to have the new watch for everyone. We want the new iPhone SE. That's why they released one like literally 2 years after they released the last one. Right? It's getting that broader appeal and doubling down on the fact so that they just become dominant before the government antitrust the crap out of them.
Yeah, I mean, but one thing I'm disappointed there's no USB-C. There is still a bitter lack of USB-C, unless maybe, they would have had to reveal that. They couldn't have just like secretly stashed it in.
But you know what? I think is going to be the talk of the town, eSIM.
Though I complain about it, I don't think most people are honestly going to care. I think most people are going to not even really understand that their phone has a SIM in it. And most people don't do traveling and don't, buy a SIM in whatever country they're going to be visiting. Which is why probably previously in the same talk, they said, oh yeah, remember, all of those carriers do international roaming. Remember that, guys. Because then they said they're removing the SIM card port, so you don't get a choice.
What do I give this event? Apple, you failed to fill out the bingo chart, but I don't want to give you a 0. I know I have to, but I don't want to. I feel like there's at least some substantial stuff added. I don't want to,
Maybe we should award partial points for blackout. For like half blackout.
Maybe we should. Like, I feel bad giving Apple a 0 because there are some parts of here where
you get a participation award, Apple.
Yeah.
You were very predictable.
Unlike,
but not completely predictable.
Yeah. It's not like I don't know, like Samsung, where we literally predicted pretty much everything that would happen. But thus is the world we live in, and this is why we stick around to do this every year.
I give this event an action out of 10.
An action out of 10. I love it. If I were to give this, minus the bingo thing, if I were to give Apple a rating for this event, I would say it's a 5. Feels like an off Apple year. I feel like there's like so many more better things.
I feel like the Apple Watch is legitimately an advancement over
Yes,
previous years.
I agree.
And so I can't give them a horrible score.
Yeah, that's why I
so-
don't want to. That's why I don't want to give them that 2 or 3 or 5 out of 10.
I mean, I feel like they didn't quite warrant a 7. I mean, I do feel like the 14 is an improvement over the 13. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Overall,
6 or 7, maybe
6 or
6
7,
and a
yeah.
half.
I'd
6
say
and a half.
5 or 6. That's pretty
So
pretty
we
fair.
can round to 6. 6
Yeah.
out of 10.
Yeah, I'd say 6 out of 10. Kind of like Samsung, at least. But unlike of Samsung, if you're a certain kind of person, let's say you bought, I don't know, what's the last iPhone 5 years ago from now? It was like the iPhone 10 or whatever, right? If you have an iPhone 10 and your battery hasn't bulged the heck out of and broken, and the screen isn't done weird things or malfunctioned, I'd say this is now your time to get your iPhone. Just
You have an okay. You can go get your phone.
But aside
and not
from-
feel like a horrible person.
But aside from those people, it's like, I guess you could get the watch. I mean, definitely the better integrated out of all of the watches. But aside from those, would I recommend you buy like AirPods Pro? No, it's probably a waste of your money. So leave a like down below if you want to see the eSIM back in your iPhone.
if you like eSIMs and you don't care about the normal SIMs, you can leave a like.
All right, and subscribe, because more tech events are coming. No thanks to Microsoft and Google and
Facebook.
this year. Yes, they didn't cancel. They lied. It's actually in next month. Ugh. My life is going to be a living hell because they scheduled it the day after the Pixel event. So if there's a YouTube community post that'll be up right now, and go and give your vote on which one do you think would do a better job. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next time in Facebook or Google land.
Bye bye.